sell. Would the Cowboys be making a mistake releasing Amari Cooper?
No, not a mistake. I'm trying to clean this one up because I'm not the greatest fan of Amari Cooper, the player, in comparison to others. I think I'm in contrast to a lot of the fans who think that Amari Cooper is a number one receiver. I don't think he's the number one receiver, not on this team anymore. Certainly he's not their number one receiver. I think even you would agree with that. So let me clean this up, but also be myself. Since you're not our number one receiver anymore, we got to look at you differently in terms of financials. Now, here's the thing. I've already known that the financials were going to be in the favor of the Cowboys and not Amari Cooper around this time. Let me remind you, in 2020, Amari Cooper technically made it to free agency, even though the Cowboys signed him to that 5-year, $100 million contract. People stop reading then. You know me. That's when I start reading. Those eye-popping numbers offset the contract structure, which allows the team to cut ties with him in 2021 or after, with just $6 million in dead cap over the final 3 seasons of the deal. Oh, I learned this the hard way. That dead cap will come kill you, too. When they know that that dead cap is not going to kill them and can hurt you, that production better be sky high. Now, let's talk about that production. Do you know that his 68 receptions were worse than Mike Gesicki? Did I say his name right? That's the point. Who's Mike Gesicki? His receiving yards, 865. You would think that's great. That's not number one. Jacoby Myers had more than that. Remember Jacoby Myers, the one they were like, he a bust, he a bust. And yards after the catch, which you always talk about, hey, not the quarterback throwing it to you. Cedric Wilson got him beat. Oh, come on, man. Come on now. Amari Cooper, number one, $100 million. Cedric Wilson, $100 million receiver yet? Look at your face. I'm taking away everything you're going to try and shoot at me. Point being, Amari Cooper, all this, the numbers don't support you in production. The numbers don't support you financially. And worst case, worst of them all, you don't support your own case. Remember the Philadelphia game a year or so ago when Amari Cooper was standing on the sidelines?
Yeah, that was bad. That's the only indictment I have for Amari. That was terrible. I remember that was terrible.
In a culture that needs to be reset so we can maximize our talent, Amari Cooper is borderline smooth or borderline aloof. And I think he's more of the latter.
Do that.
So here we go. A guy who's never had more than 8 touchdowns in a season tapped out on his team. And now we can tap out on you because you're not our number one and we already built it to the contract because this ain't your first felony. You tapped out in Oakland. That's how we acquired you in the first place. You tapped out in Philadelphia. You're not our number one and we knew it all along. Therefore, Amari Cooper, you got to go.
Sel, they say pride cometh before the fall, and you sound far too prideful. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. I love Colin Coward. He tweeted something yesterday, Big Dog Colin. He said he loves for his analysts to be fair and teach him something. We are both analysts, so allow me to be fair, but also try to teach everyone something.
Nice.
The Cowboys are setting themselves and CeeDee Lamb up for catastrophic failure if, in fact, they release Amari Cooper. History tells you that. Remember Juju Smith-Schuster?
Yes.
2018, he was a bona fide number one receiver, we thought. 111 catches, 1,400 yards, 7 touchdowns. Get rid of Antonio Brown. We got Juju. What happened to Juju the next year? 42 receptions. 500 yards, 3 touchdowns. Yes, there is a caveat. Remember, Ben Roethlisberger got hurt. Let me tell the full story. Okay, let's talk about Calvin Ridley, bona fide number one receiver. 90 receptions, 1,300 yards. What he give you? 9 touchdowns. We can get rid of Julio Jones. We don't need Julio no more. We got Calvin Ridley. What happened to Calvin Ridley as a number one? 37 catches, 281 yards, 2 reception touchdowns. Okay, we got 31 catches. Okay, we got CeeDee Lamb, baby. Surely CeeDee Lamb's a bona fide number one, 79 catches, 1,100 yards, 6 touchdowns, rather. But what's going to happen when he has to become a number one? Getting rid of Amari Cooper is setting the Cowboys up for failure, and it's setting that man, CeeDee Lamb, up for failure. Juju Smith was surely going to be a number one receiver. He was cut out for it. 1,400 yards is greater than what CeeDee Lamb has given you, but without Antonio Brown, who was Juju? Calvin Ridley, bona fide number one receiver, 1,400 yards. Surely he was cut out for it, but without Julio Jones, what happened to Calvin Ridley? CeeDee Lamb, 79 receptions, 1,100 yards. But without Amari Cooper, I don't know what will happen for CeeDee Lamb. I just know this much. He's being set up for failure. Everybody want to be a number one until it's time to do what number one's got to do.
Everybody.
CeeDee Lamb is a dude. But we would all be lying to ourselves if we said CeeDee Lamb was better than we thought Juju was in 2018. Juju Smith was the #1 offensive player for the #2 offense in the National Football League, the Pittsburgh Steelers, that year. He was voted the offensive MVP by his team and coaches. That wasn't CeeDee Lamb. But when Juju had to be a #1, and disregard the year with Devlin Duck Hodges and disregard the year with Mason Rudolph.
We're going there.
Roethlisberger, even Juju has not been the same. Juju hasn't seen 900 yards since. Now, let me take a conversation a step further, and then Marcellus, Wiley, please take the baton.
You already know.
We are only assuming CeeDee Lamb can handle the physical toll of being a #1. That's the problem as a society we have all been starting to make, but now we're more conscious of it. We're only assuming the physical increase that CeeDee Lamb has to endure by being a #1 receiver. What about the mental increase? And let's be serious.
Hey, Calvin, really?
What about the mental increase?
You're right.
CeeDee Lamb already wears number 88. No more pressure comes on a jersey number in the Dallas Cowboys right here and right now, the number 88. There's no organization that has more pressure than playing for the Dallas Cowboys. So CeeDee Lamb is playing for the most pressure-filled organization, and he's wearing the jersey number offensively that comes with the most pressure. And now you're going to make him the #1 receiver and put all the pressure on him. We're only thinking about the physical toll that CeeDee Lamb is going to have to endure by being a #1 receiver. But what about the mental, y'all? Because we saw Calvin Ridley this year go through a lot more mental stress.
Say it.
We've seen it when you put a lot of pressure on these young greats. So, if you want to make CeeDee Lamb the #1 bona fide and get rid of Amari, you're setting the Cowboys up for failure, but more importantly, you're setting CeeDee Lamb up for failure.
Oh, I love it. I love the empathy play. I love it. The Cowboys, look out for yourselves, and especially CeeDee Lamb. You know it's stressful going from being a #2 to #1. Even though last year, that transition already occurred. It wasn't too stressful to CeeDee Lamb. He had 1,100 yards last year. What did your boy over here, Amari, have?
Juju and AB, sir.
Oh, I'm giving you every example. You know me. The best way to debate is using you against you. Let's walk down this.
Let's walk it.
You know what I'm saying? What did he say at the top of the hill? Hey, Pops, let's run down and get one. He said, let's walk down and get them all, big bruh. Let's go. We already had this transition. You know that, right? You know that, right? CeeDee Lamb is already a better receiver in production than Amari Cooper. Okay, you don't have to agree with me there. Agree with me here, then. Please don't ever compare Amari Cooper to Antonio Brown, Pittsburgh. Don't do that. Don't do that. You want to know why you can't do that? Because Amari's best is not even close to AB's worst in Pittsburgh. I'm talking about when he was AB, those 6 years. I ain't talking about rookie year. He never, 1,100 yards, 800 yards? You got to go back to like way early in AB's career before he became AB. And then he hit 6 years where it wasn't even close. And Juju, let's be real about it. Let's be the guys who we are up here.
Yes, sir.
We're not just, suits who could talk.
Of course.
We're former players.
Yes, sir.
Juju was never regarded the same as CeeDee Lamb. What?
That's a lie. That is a lie from the depths of
I
hell.
saw him from SC. He the little homie from LA. You gonna say he was CeeDee Lamb?
Sell. 111 catches and 1,400 yards. Anybody who does that is regarded at a dumb level. He had a 97-yard touchdown reception.
You get inflated. Oh, yeah, I'm going there. But I'm talking about pure talent. Where did they get drafted? You want to do
pure talent? CeeDee's better. But who was better?
No. I'm talking about who was regarded. The talent is what we're going to build on. Now, I'm not going to go out there and just get caught up in your inflated numbers because you're opposite of AB. AB is up here. He's bringing you up here.
That's the point with Amari.
No. CeeDee is the one bringing Amari.
Stop.
Why Amari behind him already?
Stop.
You're not giving me clear examples. I'm not even done because Julio and Calvin's even worse. But go ahead.
Amari Cooper was
who had a better year last year?
Rookie year. A Pro Bowler his second
year. We're not cutting your rookie year. You weren't on our team then. You weren't on our team then.
He was a Pro Bowler his first 2 years in Dallas.
What about last year?
And he showed up week 7.
Last year. You know how this money goes. As soon as we give it to you, we try to figure out ways to get it back. And we wrote a contract where we knew around this time, because it happened in Oakland, you might not be there. Philadelphia sidelines. Our culture needs resetting. There's a receiver better than you already that's younger than you, that's cheaper than you. Why are we going to keep you?
You're making this mistake. The mistake you are making is underselling how good Amari Cooper is.
No, I'm not.
So, 4 Pro Bowls in 5 years?
Beast.
4 Pro Bowls in 5 years?
Julio Jones did that in a Atlanta.
He gave you 1,000 yards.
He ain't doing that in Tennessee
Andy
so far.
Dalton as a starter. Amari gave you 1,000 yards with Andy Dalton as a starter.
Do this. Do this. I got 3 questions for you.
Talk to me, sir.
Explain Philadelphia.
Yes, sir.
Explain all of last year.
Okay.
And explain Oakland.
Okay.
Go.
Philly, there is no explanation.
Okay, let's move on. Coming up.
Philly, there is absolutely no explanation.
This dude got
that was embarrassing.
3 strikes
That
law.
is a scarlet letter on Amari Cooper.
3 strikes
I am
law.
an Eagles fan. I wanted to see the Eagles win. When Amari Cooper was on the sideline in the Cowboys' most pivotal moment, I said, what are you doing? I can't explain that. Last year, I can't explain. Squeaky wheel gets the oil. What happened when Amari Cooper said, hey, I want more catches. I can help this team. Who got the very first catch?
Yeah, that game.
Amari Cooper did.
Yeah.
Who got the very first touchdown? Amari Cooper did. If Amari Cooper was Mr. Flashy, Mr. Flamboyant, Mr. Look at Me, HBO Hard Knocks, he would be balling too. But Amari Cooper is just Mr. Quiet, go about.
Oh, like Cooper Kupp? Uh-oh.
It's different, Sal.
Oh, yeah, because he's better.
What
Cooper
happened,
Kupp better. Yeah, it is different.
happened when Amari Cooper
You know what speaks
made
the
noise?
loudest on the field? That production.
Oh, well, 4 Pro Bowls didn't sound that loud because he went to 4 and 5
but
years.
we're not cutting you then. We're cutting you now. We're cutting you now, bro. When somebody just done passed you up and they cheaper than you. How the hell am I going to give you $100 million and I wrote it into it? Give us an out because we knew this could happen.
Have you not learned from the Juju error and the Calvin Ridley error? Have you not learned from those 2 errors?
I love you. I don't know what you think of Juju, but you need to bring it down a notch. And I think Juju has done that to bring it down a notch. Juju was never thought of as a pure number 1. That's why AB was popping off. AB was like, y'all gonna let him go get it? Tell me how that's gonna turn out.
Sam,
and that's how it turned out.
Was thought
and then they kept drafting receivers because they knew.
I've never met a non-number 1 in thought that had 111 catches and 1,400 yards. I've never met a number 2 receiver in thought be the team MVP. So don't tell me Juju was a number. You're thinking about Juju Smith now.
No.
Juju back then was thought of as a number 1. 1,400 yards?
I need TJ Houshmandzadeh on line 1 right now.
Call him.
We need to talk this
Pull a
real.
Shannon Sharp.
I know, huh? Call me
Call
Uncle.
him.
Call me Uncle right now.